You arrive softly, stepping into a hall bathed in quiet light. The air drifts gently, carrying the faint hum of something ancient, something tender. You breathe in slowly, letting your chest expand as if the library itself is sighing alongside you. You feel the warmth of the floor beneath your feet, solid and comforting, a gentle anchor in this drifting moment. Threads of light float around you, weaving lazily through the air. They curve, curl, and coil, glowing with a soft, golden luminescence, each one humming a note you can feel more than hear. They are not just threads. They are whispers from the beginning of life itself, delicate strands of memory that have persisted for countless ages. You inhale deeply, and with each breath, the threads sway as if acknowledging your presence. You reach out and your fingers brush a single filament. It is warmer than the surrounding air, a quiet, living heat. You follow it slowly, letting your eyes trace its curve. It hums beneath your touch, a rhythm that feels like your own heartbeat. You pause, exhaling, letting the sensation ripple through your chest. This library is patient. You are patient. There is no hurry here, only the gentle pulse of existence and the soft, guiding glow of each thread. Some threads coil together, forming subtle patterns, loops that fold over themselves like lullabies repeated softly. You watch as they twist and spiral, bending light in tiny, imperceptible waves. Each fold carries meaning, not in numbers or letters, but in a quiet language you feel in your bones. The threads are older than memory, yet alive in a way that makes every breath seem significant. You inhale again, a slow, deep filling of your lungs, imagining the knowledge flowing into you like a warm tide. A soft chuckle escapes your lips, quiet and unintentional, as a tiny thread twirls in the air, bumping gently against another. They spark, exchanging a subtle glow. Life itself seems playful here, a gentle humor lingering like a whispered secret. You exhale, letting the warmth of the moment fill your chest. The threads do not judge. They do not rush. They only exist, luminous and patient, waiting for your curiosity to drift along their paths. You step further, the threads parting gracefully to let you pass. Your hand brushes against one that is longer, curving like a river through the quiet hall. You imagine the flow of ancient instructions within it, carrying the memory of first cells, tiny flickers of existence that once floated in distant oceans long before the world took shape. You breathe in slowly, letting each exhale feel like a soft wave brushing against the shore of understanding. Some threads shimmer slightly, tiny pulses of light moving down their lengths. They are alive, subtle in their motion, carrying stories of beginnings that you cannot fully name, yet sense. You follow a glowing spiral upward, watching as the coil twists gently, wrapping itself in warmth and light. The library hums around you, a gentle, omnipresent sound that soothes without drawing attention. It is a quiet companion for your wandering attention, a rhythm to match your heartbeat. You notice that some threads lean toward one another, bending in subtle arcs, almost touching. They exchange faint sparks, tiny glimmers of understanding, a conversation older than words. You inhale, letting the space between each pulse of light remind you that life is never solitary. Every thread resonates with another, every pattern nested within larger patterns, each one a quiet reminder that existence is a conversation without haste. Your exhale drifts softly into the hall, merging with the faint, timeless hum. The warmth around you grows tender, wrapping your shoulders and arms in a gentle embrace. You pause, resting a hand lightly on a luminous coil, feeling the vibrations of ancient instructions as a soft thrum beneath your palm. Your breath slows further, matching the pulse of the threads as if you are becoming one with the library itself. Tiny sparks drift along a strand, delicate and playful, teasing your fingertips. You smile. Life here is patient. You are patient. The threads move, waiting. A gentle breeze drifts across your face, carrying the faint scent of something familiar and ancient, like sunlight on water or the hush of a forest at dawn. You inhale the warmth, letting it fill your chest, grounding you in this soft, glowing world. Every thread hums in harmony with your breathing. You feel a connection, subtle but undeniable, a reassurance that you are part of this ongoing story, that your curiosity has a place in the quiet tapestry of life. You wander deeper, letting your eyes trace the arcs, spirals, and folds of glowing threads. Some pulse with soft light, fading in and out like gentle waves. You reach for one, and it vibrates slightly, sending a ripple of warmth along your arm. You exhale slowly, feeling the gentle pulse echo in your chest. The threads do not hurry you. They do not demand anything. They only exist, luminous and patient, guiding your gaze, carrying whispers older than time itself. Soft shadows fall across the hall, light and dark playing like slow-motion water. You notice a filament that bends slightly toward a distant shimmer, almost as if inviting you to follow. You inhale deeply, letting the cool, soft air fill your lungs, and step forward, tracing the gentle curve. Each movement feels deliberate, a slow, soothing journey that allows the story of life to settle into your awareness. The library hums, warm and alive, wrapping you in its calm. You pause again, taking in the scene. Countless threads weaving together, glowing, whispering, folding and unfolding with quiet patience. You feel a soft reassurance in your chest, a recognition that knowledge can be gentle, that understanding can arrive slowly, like dawn creeping over the horizon. Your fingers brush a tiny spiral, and it twinkles faintly, like a mischievous wink from the library itself. A soft chuckle rises in your throat, quiet and tender, disappearing into the warm air. You exhale fully, letting your chest relax completely. Every thread hums softly in response, a slow, intimate symphony that you can feel more than hear. The library is patient. You are patient. Every glow, every pulse, every spiral of light carries meaning. Not in numbers, not in urgency, but in gentle, persistent presence. You sense the first cells moving, invisible yet alive, somewhere within this tapestry, and you breathe slowly with the rhythm of their memory. The threads stretch ahead, curling toward a soft shimmer in the distance. You notice the air thickens gently, warm and comforting, inviting you to follow. Your heartbeat slows further, your mind drifting like a feather on a quiet current. Each inhalation grounds you. Each exhalation melts you into the gentle hum of the library. You feel a quiet anticipation, not sharp or demanding, but soft and curious, guiding you toward the next whispers, the next patterns, the next glow. And as you drift forward, following a thread that bends gracefully toward the unknown shimmer, you realize the library is endless, patient, luminous. You inhale one last slow, full breath, letting the warmth of understanding settle across your shoulders. The threads hum gently, brushing your awareness like a whisper. And just ahead, the faint glow promises a map hidden in light, waiting to fold you into its quiet, luminous instructions. You exhale softly, you step forward, and the next chapter begins. You drift slowly through the library, following the threads that swayed and whispered in the hall before. Each step is soft, deliberate, your feet barely stirring the warm, quiet air. The threads part gently as you pass, curling and looping with the ease of a river bending around smooth stones. You inhale deeply, feeling the warmth of the threads brush against your skin, faint and tender, grounding you in this luminous, ancient space. Ahead, a subtle shift catches your eye. The glowing filaments begin to arrange themselves into delicate patterns, spirals and waves that resemble a map. You exhale slowly, allowing your awareness to widen, letting your gaze trace the folds and arcs as if following a secret path. The patterns are soft, almost imperceptible, but they hum with meaning. You reach out, and a thread vibrates lightly beneath your fingers, a gentle acknowledgement of your presence. You step closer, noticing how the threads bend toward one another, forming faint intersections that shimmer briefly. It feels as if the library itself is leaning in, offering a quiet invitation to explore. Each twist, each turn hints at instructions older than memory, whispers from the earliest forms of life, encoded not in words but in light and warmth. You inhale deeply, feeling a slow, comforting pulse in your chest as the threads hum beneath your touch. The map unfolds gently, luminous, and patient. You follow one path with your fingers, tracing it along a curve that bends softly upward. The light is warm, like sunlight through honey, and you feel a subtle vibration, almost like the echo of a heartbeat. A small chuckle escapes you, quiet and tender, as a thread twirls unexpectedly, nudging another in a playful dance. Life here seems to have a quiet humor, a gentle wink that reminds you not to take the glow too seriously. You exhale, letting the warmth sink into your shoulders, your arms, your chest. Every inhalation and exhalation aligns with the rhythm of the map, slow and deliberate. You notice patterns repeating, spirals folding into loops, loops folding into spirals. They are soft, repetitive, hypnotic. Your mind drifts like a feather on a calm breeze, and yet you feel anchored, cradled by the steady hum of the threads around you. You lean closer, feeling the faint heat of the glowing strands, letting your awareness settle into their quiet intricacy. The map does not rush. It does not demand. It exists, patient and luminous, waiting for your attention. Each curve holds instructions folded upon themselves, layers upon layers of meaning, a whispering archive of life's earliest guidance. You inhale slowly, letting the warmth of understanding expand in your chest. A distant shimmer draws your gaze. A set of threads arcs gracefully toward it, folding and spiraling in ways that seem deliberate yet effortless. You step lightly forward, brushing your fingers along a filament that feels alive, subtle vibrations traveling through your hand. You exhale softly, feeling the pulse echo gently in your chest. The map is patient, and so are you. Every twist you follow feels like a quiet conversation, a dialogue between your awareness and the threads themselves. You notice small deviations in the light, gentle variations in brightness and curvature. They are like little nudges, tiny suggestions embedded within the pattern. You inhale fully, feeling the warmth of the threads and the calm reassurance of their presence. Even subtle irregularities feel safe, tender, as if the library is reminding you that change and variation are gentle companions on this journey. You smile softly, aware of a playful, almost imperceptible wink from the glowing strands. The map seems to breathe with you. Each spiral expands and contracts slowly, like lungs taking in and releasing air. You inhale, letting your chest rise fully, exhaling into the soft luminescence that surrounds you. Patterns unfold at your pace, a quiet, patient rhythm that you feel rather than see. You notice threads leaning toward one another, exchanging sparks, brief touches of light that hint at collaboration and conversation. Life is communicating here in a language of gentle radiance, subtle motion, and warmth. You pause, resting your palm lightly on a cluster of glowing threads. The vibrations travel up your arm, a faint hum that resonates through your chest. You breathe in slowly, savoring the connection, feeling the layers of ancient instructions fold gently beneath your fingers. The library is patient. You are patient. Each path you follow leads you deeper into the map, revealing folds and loops that invite exploration without demand. The threads pulse softly, a slow heartbeat you can almost count in rhythm with your own. A soft breeze drifts across your face, carrying the faint scent of sunlight on water, a warm, ancient fragrance that wraps around your awareness. You inhale, feeling the aroma settle into your chest, grounding you further in this luminous space. You notice threads arching toward distant points, tiny glimmers that suggest pathways not yet explored. Your fingers hover above them, hesitant but curious, sensing the warmth and faint hum, letting the threads guide you gently. You follow a faintly glowing curve, the map bending beneath your touch. It coils and spirals, a labyrinth of subtle light, an archive of soft instructions waiting patiently. Every fold contains whispers from the first flickers of life, from cells moving silently in oceans long ago, from the earliest instructions that shaped every living thing to come. You inhale slowly, letting the warmth of understanding fill your chest, letting your shoulders release into the quiet hum. Some threads pulse faintly, like tiny signals, a playful rhythm that draws your attention. You reach for one, and it vibrates beneath your fingers, a soft, almost musical note that makes you smile. Life here has a sense of gentle humor, tiny winks hidden in the glow, like a secret handshake from the universe itself. You exhale, feeling the pulse ripple through your chest, and lean closer to trace the curve of the map. Each fold seems to breathe with you, expanding and contracting in harmony with your breath. You notice a faintly brighter shimmer at the corner of the hall. The threads arc subtly toward it, guiding your gaze without hurry. You inhale fully, letting the warmth of the surrounding glow settle into your awareness. Each step forward feels slow, deliberate, like walking through water that reflects every shimmer and pulse of the threads. The map is patient. You are patient. Every fold, every spiral, every soft vibration carries meaning in a language older than words. You drift closer, letting your hand brush along the warm curve of a glowing filament. The vibrations move through your arm, a subtle rhythm that matches your heartbeat. You exhale slowly, letting your chest fall into the gentle embrace of the light. Patterns repeat softly, spirals folding into arcs, arcs looping into spirals, a lullaby of geometry and glow. You breathe with the library, inhaling its warmth, exhaling into its quiet hum, letting curiosity flow without urgency. The shimmer ahead beckons, a soft invitation you cannot resist. You lean toward it, tracing the threads as they bend and coil, carrying whispers from life's earliest instructions. You inhale, letting the warmth flood your chest, your shoulders relaxing further. You notice small sparks of light traveling along arcs, tiny pulses that feel like conversation, collaboration, patience, and trust. The map is vast, luminous, patient. You are patient. You are safe. You are here. You drift forward, following the warm, glowing threads that bend and curve before you. Each coil hums softly beneath your gaze, a quiet rhythm you can almost feel in your chest. You inhale deeply, letting the gentle warmth of the library settle across your shoulders. The map stretches onward, patient and luminous, inviting you to lean closer, to peer into the smallest, most delicate details. You exhale slowly, feeling yourself tethered to the glow, grounded in the soft pulse of existence. As you step nearer, you notice something new. The threads are no longer just spirals and arcs, they carry symbols. Tiny letters, glowing faintly, arranged in repeating sequences. For letters, endlessly folding into themselves, forming a delicate, hypnotic rhythm. You lean closer, letting your eyes trace the curves, and notice that each letter hums a note. One sings low, warm, and steady. Another flickers softly, like a candle flame caught in a breeze. A third twists upward, a bright, playful trill. And the fourth, faint but persistent, vibrates gently beneath your fingertips. You inhale slowly, letting the rhythm of these letters seep into your chest. Each breath is a soft wave, rising and falling with the lullaby of the alphabet. You exhale, letting the warmth of the threads flow through your arms, through your hands, and into your awareness. The glow is patient, unhurried. You realize that each letter is more than a symbol. It is a note in a song older than any forest, a whisper from the dawn of life, carrying instructions without force, meaning without urgency. You reach out, brushing a finger along a glowing letter. It hums softly beneath your touch, a vibration that spreads gently through your hand and into your chest. You exhale fully, feeling the warmth mingle with your own heartbeat. The letters fold and curl along the thread, twisting like tiny dancers performing a quiet ballet. A soft chuckle escapes you, brief and tender, as one flickers unexpectedly, bumping into its neighbor in a playful bow. Life is patient here. Life is gentle. You are safe. You are welcome. The sequences repeat, a rhythm you can follow without thought. You trace a loop with your eyes, inhaling slowly, letting the pattern settle into your awareness. One letter folds into another, creating a spiral within the thread, a soft, endless cycle. The alphabet is luminous and warm, humming with the memory of all living things, past and present. You exhale, letting your breath echo the quiet pulse of the letters, a slow wave moving through your chest. You notice threads leaning toward each other, letters along their lengths forming subtle alignments. Sparks of light leap from one to another, tiny pulses of communication, quiet conversations hidden in the glow. You breathe slowly, letting your chest rise and fall in harmony with the faint vibrations. The library hums softly around you, a gentle symphony of instruction and memory. Every inhalation carries understanding. Every exhalation releases tension. You feel cradled, guided, and curious. A delicate spiral curls upward in front of you, letters forming a helix that bends and folds in ways that feel effortless yet deliberate. You reach out, fingers hovering above the glow, feeling the vibrations ripple along the length of the thread. You exhale, letting your awareness sink into the soft warmth. Tiny sparks leap from letter to letter, playful and tender, weaving a subtle melody. A faint giggle escapes, quiet, almost mischievous, like the library itself is winking. The alphabet is alive. It waits patiently for you to follow its rhythm. You inhale fully, noticing how the letters fold into themselves, creating patterns within patterns. Each curve, each twist, is a soft repetition, a micro-lullaby of form and glow. You exhale, letting the warmth settle into your chest, your shoulders softening, your hands relaxed. The threads hum quietly, a gentle vibration that feels like the echo of distant waves, a reminder that every living thing has a pulse, a rhythm, a story. You smile softly, letting the slow dance of the letters carry you along. The glow shifts subtly as you move, highlighting new sequences, patterns you had not noticed before. You reach toward a looping spiral and feel the warmth travel along your fingers, humming in delicate waves. You inhale slowly, letting the vibrations resonate through your chest. The alphabet is patient, luminous, full of quiet understanding. It is a language without words, a song without urgency, instructions older than memory yet present in every pulse of light. A soft breeze drifts across your face, carrying the faint scent of sunlight on water, warm and grounding. You exhale slowly, letting the warmth settle into your awareness, cradling you gently. You notice threads curling toward one another, letters forming gentle alignments, exchanging tiny sparks that ripple along the coils. It feels like a conversation, a shared understanding, a whispering of instructions that have endured for ages. You breathe with the threads, inhale, exhale, rising and falling in gentle rhythm. You follow a path where the letters fold into a delicate spiral. Each curve holds meaning you cannot yet name, yet feel deeply. Your hand hovers above the glowing thread, fingers brushing the faint heat. The hum travels up your arm and resonates softly in your chest. You exhale fully, letting your breath merge with the rhythm of the alphabet. You feel the patient presence of life itself, a soft, tender reassurance, a lullaby older than any forest, waiting for you to trace its curves. Tiny sparks move along the sequences, jumping from letter to letter like playful fireflies. You inhale slowly, noticing the gentle rhythm in the pulse, the recurring waves of light that curl and bend around each other. You exhale, letting the warmth settle deeper, grounding you in this luminous, gentle archive. Each letter is patient. Each thread is patient. You are patient. You are part of the slow unfolding, a quiet witness to the story of life encoded in light and warmth. You pause, letting your palm hover just above a glowing spiral. The vibration beneath your hand is soft, warm, almost musical. You exhale slowly, letting the sensation flow into your chest, your shoulders relaxing, your awareness expanding gently outward. You notice sequences folding into loops, loops folding into spirals, a soft, endless repetition that feels like breathing itself. The alphabet hums softly, guiding you without urgency, whispering in light what words cannot contain. A faint shimmer in the distance draws your gaze. Threads curve gracefully toward it, letters flowing along their lengths, folding and coiling in ways you cannot fully name. You inhale deeply, feeling the warmth settle in your chest, exhaling slowly as your fingers brush a gentle spiral. The alphabet waits patiently, a lullaby of 4 notes, carrying the quiet wisdom of life's earliest instructions. You feel your heartbeat align with the rhythm, inhale, Exhale, tracing the gentle curves of meaning. And as you drift closer to the shimmer, the threads folding gracefully into spirals, you realize the alphabet is not just a code. It is a song, a warm, luminous lullaby older than memory. You breathe slowly, letting each inhalation carry the pulse of light into your chest, each exhalation melting into the soft glow. The threads bend, the letters fold, the library hums. You are cradled in understanding, patient, curious, calm. You drift forward, letting the warmth of the glowing threads fill your awareness. The alphabet you followed bends into gentle spirals, twisting softly like the arms of a slow, luminous galaxy. You inhale deeply, chest rising, letting the vibrations of the letters echo into your bones. The threads pulse faintly beneath your fingers, and you exhale, feeling the rhythm spread through your chest, warming your shoulders, your arms, your hands. The library hums softly around you, a tender, invisible lullaby. As you move, the threads begin to hum with a deeper resonance, a low, rhythmic vibration that seems to come from the memory of life itself. You exhale slowly, feeling the warmth of the glow carry you gently forward. Tiny sparks leap along the spirals, flickering like distant fireflies, tiny playful winks in the luminous haze. You smile softly, a quiet chuckle slipping out, amused by the tender mischief of light. Each inhale aligns you with the pulse of existence. Each exhale lets the warmth spread through your chest. You notice faint silhouettes forming along the threads, tiny shapes that drift and fold within the glow. They move with a slow, deliberate grace, as if each carries a memory older than the stars. You inhale, letting your awareness expand, feeling the quiet hum brush against your senses like soft, distant waves. You are here, cradled in warmth, tethered to the gentle rhythm of life's earliest whispers. The threads bend around the shapes, folding softly, luminous coils that carry faint echoes of the first flickers of existence. A small pulse moves along one thread, and you follow it with your eyes, tracing its path through loops and spirals. The pulse vibrates softly beneath your fingertips, a gentle reminder that life begins in the tiniest movements. You exhale slowly, feeling the warmth of the library wrap around you like a soft blanket. Tiny sparks leap between threads, playful, almost mischievous, carrying signals too subtle to name. You inhale, letting the subtle symphony of pulses settle into your chest, a quiet lullaby you can feel more than hear. You lean closer, observing the shapes more attentively. They resemble the earliest cells, simple yet profound, moving slowly within the glow. Their edges ripple gently, as if aware of your gaze, as if they hum in rhythm with your breath. You exhale, letting your shoulders relax further, your awareness drifting like a leaf on calm water. The threads curve around the cells, wrapping them in tender arcs of light, guiding your attention without force or hurry. Each inhale carries warmth, each exhale carries trust. You notice the cells communicating, tiny sparks of light hopping between their edges, gentle flashes that ripple across the glowing threads. You inhale fully, feeling the vibrations resonate softly in your chest. The library is patient, luminous, alive in the quietest way. Each pulse carries meaning, subtle and warm, a whisper of understanding from the dawn of life. You exhale slowly, letting the waves of light wash over your awareness, letting the rhythm of cellular memory fold into your own heartbeat. The threads begin to bend into coils around the cells, forming spirals and arcs that cradle them like tiny luminous nests. You reach out gently, feeling a faint warmth travel up your arm, connecting your breath with the pulse of the cells. You exhale fully, letting your chest fall, letting the glow wrap you in reassurance. Each fold, each curve, is a soft instruction, a gentle echo of the earliest movements of life, patiently preserved in luminous threads. A small cluster of cells drifts closer along a curving spiral, pulsing with light as it moves. You inhale slowly, letting your awareness expand to meet the gentle rhythm. The cell's soft hum brushes against your senses like distant waves, subtle, tender, infinite in patience. You exhale, feeling your chest rise and fall with their movement, a quiet reflection of life's first flickers. Tiny sparks leap playfully between the cells, and you smile softly, a quiet acknowledgement of their gentle humor. The threads pulse faintly beneath your fingertips as you follow a spiral upward, a coil of light wrapping around a drifting cell. The vibration travels slowly, deliberately, echoing in your chest like a soft lullaby. You exhale fully, letting the warmth spread across your shoulders and arms. You notice small arcs of light leaning toward one another, connections forming in delicate loops. Each spark carries subtle instructions, a tender reminder that even the smallest flickers contain the potential to shape vast living landscapes. You inhale deeply, noticing how the earliest cells ripple with movement, their soft pulses resonating with the threads. They communicate without words, without force, in gentle flickers of light that fold through the spirals. You exhale, letting the warmth settle fully into your chest, grounding you in the quiet rhythm of life. The library hums gently, a soft, invisible chorus, guiding your awareness through the luminous patterns. You smile softly at the tender playfulness of sparks leaping across threads, a delicate wink in the ancient glow. You drift closer, letting your palm hover above a gently pulsating spiral. The vibration beneath your fingers is soft, warm, musical in its subtlety. You exhale slowly, letting the sensation flow through your chest, your awareness widening with the gentle rhythm. The threads coil around the earliest cells like soft, luminous ribbons, holding them in tender arcs. You inhale deeply, feeling the pulse of the cells fold into your own heartbeat, each flicker of light a quiet whisper from the dawn of life. The cells move with deliberate grace, drifting along spirals, arcs, and gentle loops. You follow each subtle flicker with your eyes, inhaling slowly, letting the warmth of understanding fill your chest. The library feels endless, yet intimate, comforting in its infinite patience. You exhale fully, feeling the soft hum of cells and threads vibrate through your shoulders, down your arms, into your hands. Tiny sparks leap between cells, playful, curious, tender, carrying whispers older than memory. A distant glow catches your attention, threads arching toward it, coils bending gracefully in welcome. You inhale slowly, feeling the warmth of the threads wrap around your awareness. Each movement of the cells echoes in your chest, a rhythm you feel more than hear. You exhale gently, letting the soft, luminous hum settle over your shoulders. The earliest instructions of life ripple along the threads, patient, delicate, enduring. You follow a curve toward the shimmer, letting the gentle rhythm carry you forward without rush. You pause briefly, hand hovering above a pulsating spiral. The vibration travels softly through your fingers, a tender reminder that even the smallest flicker is alive with memory. You inhale slowly, letting your chest expand, exhale fully, letting your awareness fold into the luminous threads. The cells ripple in response, arcs of light bending toward one another, exchanging sparks of subtle communication. You feel the quiet patience of the library, the luminous archive of life humming softly around you. And as you drift forward along the glowing coils, the earliest cells whisper their memory into the threads, small pulses of light that ripple across the spirals. You inhale, letting the warmth of understanding expand, exhale, letting your chest settle into the soft rhythm. The library is patient. You are patient. Each flicker, each pulse, each tender interaction carries meaning older than memory itself. And as you ascend, following the gentle glow, the spirals hum in harmony with your breath, wrapping you in the patient, luminous rhythm of life's earliest instructions. You inhale fully, chest rising, exhale softly, chest falling, letting the gentle pulse guide you. The next shimmer waits above, threads bending and coiling, glowing softly, inviting you to explore deeper layers of the luminous archive. You exhale softly, letting your awareness drift into the glow, and the next threads of life await your touch. You step forward, the luminous spirals from the staircase unfolding into arcs and folds that twist gracefully before you. Each filament hums softly, vibrating beneath your awareness in gentle waves. You inhale deeply, letting the warmth of the glow settle into your chest. Exhale slowly, feeling your shoulders soften, your arms heavy with the comforting rhythm. The library hums quietly, a patient, invisible pulse guiding your breath, your gaze, your fingertips along the coils of light. Patterns begin to emerge in the threads, loops and arcs folding in on themselves, delicate and hypnotic. You lean closer, letting your fingers hover just above a filament. A soft vibration travels through your hand, a tender resonance that echoes in your chest. You exhale fully, letting the warmth flow along your shoulders and arms. Inhale slowly, letting it expand into every part of your awareness. The folds seem alive, gentle, patient, a language older than words. You notice tiny variations in the curves, subtle deviations that ripple softly along the threads. They are not mistakes, not randomness, but a quiet playfulness, a delicate hint of life's capacity to adapt. You inhale, letting your chest rise fully, feeling the pulse of the threads fold gently into your own heartbeat. Exhale, letting your awareness drift along the luminous folds, tracing loops that intertwine like whispered lullabies. A soft giggle escapes, brief and tender, as a spark leaps unexpectedly along a curve, playful in the quiet glow. Some folds cradle small clusters of light, nested patterns within patterns. You lean closer, fingers hovering above, sensing the faint warmth beneath your touch. You exhale slowly, letting your chest fall into the rhythm of the luminous arcs. The threads bend and loop gracefully, each fold carrying a story, a hint of instruction, a whisper of memory. Tiny sparks flicker across the curves, subtle conversations that ripple gently through the glow. You inhale fully, letting the warmth expand into your chest and shoulders. You notice spirals within spirals, delicate, patient, each one a fold of life's oldest instructions. You exhale slowly, letting the gentle vibration flow through your awareness. The patterns seem to breathe with you, inhaling and exhaling in soft, luminous rhythm. Each fold holds hints of adaptation, transformation, survival. You trace a loop with your fingers, feeling the subtle hum pulse gently beneath your hand, your chest rising and falling in harmony with the glow. The library hums softly, endlessly patient. A faint shimmer drifts along one fold, tiny sparks traveling along its curve like playful fireflies. You smile softly, a quiet chuckle escaping as a flicker dances unexpectedly. You exhale, letting warmth and light settle fully into your chest. Inhale, letting the pulse carry through your arms. The patterns fold upon themselves, creating intricate, luminous nests of knowledge. Each fold carries layers of meaning, quietly luminous, infinitely patient, waiting for your gaze, your breath, your attention. You drift forward, tracing loops along the glowing threads. Some fold into arcs that bend toward one another, exchanging sparks in subtle, playful interactions. You inhale slowly, feeling the warmth of the pulse settle into your chest. Exhale fully, letting the vibration travel through your shoulders, arms, and hands. Each fold is alive, carrying memory, instruction, and a quiet, gentle humor that lifts the corners of your awareness. You feel cradled, safe, and endlessly curious. A soft breeze drifts across your face, carrying the faint scent of sunlight on water. You exhale slowly, letting the warmth of the threads anchor your breath. Inhale deeply, feeling the gentle pulse ripple through your chest. Loops fold into spirals, spirals bend into arcs, and you notice tiny deviations, subtle differences that carry quiet meaning. They are whispers of adaptation, reminders that even the smallest twist can carry immense beauty, folded patiently into the luminous pattern. You pause, hand hovering above a soft coil of light. The vibration beneath your fingertips travels gently into your chest, a musical hum that aligns with your breath. You inhale fully, letting the glow settle into every corner of your awareness. Exhale slowly, letting your chest relax completely. The folds bend in delicate arcs, nesting within one another, a soft archive of life's patient instructions. Sparks flicker along the curves, tiny playful winks of humor hidden in the luminous loops. The threads begin to lean toward one another, forming subtle alignments. Sparks jump across the folds, carrying quiet conversations, soft exchanges of light that ripple gently through the coils. You inhale slowly, feeling the rhythm settle into your chest. Exhale fully, letting the warmth flow through your shoulders and arms. The folds are patient. You are patient. Each loop, each arc, each spiral holds memory older than words, instructions older than sight. You feel cradled, supported, part of this luminous archive. You notice a fold that glows slightly brighter, arcs bending in delicate, intricate patterns. You trace its curve with your fingers, feeling the subtle vibrations travel along your arm, echoing faintly in your chest. You exhale slowly, letting the warmth fold into your awareness. Inhale fully, letting it expand across your shoulders. Each fold seems alive, breathing with you, pulsing with subtle, endless life. Tiny sparks leap playfully from one loop to another, gentle whispers of memory carried softly through the luminous glow. You drift forward, following the faint shimmer along a coiled arc. The folds bend and twist in gentle harmony, patterns within patterns nesting endlessly. You exhale fully, letting your chest fall into the rhythm of the glow. Inhale slowly, letting the warmth expand. Loops fold over loops, arcs bend into spirals, and the subtle hum of the threads carries a patient, enduring message. All instruction is gentle. All learning is luminous. All life is infinitely patient. A soft chuckle escapes as a spark darts along a fold, playful, almost mischievous. You exhale, letting the warmth carry the rhythm into your awareness. Inhale, letting your chest rise fully. The patterns fold into themselves again and again, creating a soft, endless symphony of light. Each fold cradles memory, instruction, possibility. The threads vibrate gently beneath your fingertips, the hum resonating through your shoulders, down your arms, into your chest. You feel a sense of connection, calm, curiosity, and warmth. You pause again, hovering over a particularly intricate fold, fingers tracing the gentle curves without touching. The vibration travels softly along the luminous coil, echoing in your chest like a lullaby. You inhale slowly, letting the warmth settle fully. Exhale, letting your awareness drift along the loops. Tiny sparks leap across arcs, playful and delicate, whispers of connection hidden in the glow. You feel a quiet reassurance. The folds are patient, you are patient, the library is patient. And as you drift forward, following the luminous coils into subtle arcs, loops, and spirals, you notice a faint shimmer ahead. The folds bend toward it, arcs and loops converging, suggesting connections yet unseen. You exhale softly, letting your chest fall into the gentle warmth. Inhale fully, letting the rhythm settle across your shoulders. The folds and patterns hum softly, guiding you forward in a patient, luminous dance. You step toward the shimmer, tracing a gentle arc with your fingers. The vibrations ripple through your awareness, a quiet lullaby of light, memory, and instruction. And just ahead, the gentle glow hints at guardians waiting to glide along the threads, carrying knowledge forward in soft, luminous care. You exhale fully, letting your chest relax completely, and the guardians of ancient knowledge begin their dance. You drift forward, following the luminous threads as they fold into intricate spirals and arcs, still humming softly beneath your awareness. The coils twist gently beneath your fingertips, warm and comforting, and you exhale slowly, letting your chest fall into the rhythm of the glowing library. You inhale deeply, letting the warmth expand across your shoulders, your arms, into your hands. The threads pulse in gentle waves, subtle and hypnotic, like a lullaby of memory and light. A shimmer appears along one spiral, faint but distinct. Tiny figures glide along the arcs of light, molecular caretakers moving with quiet, deliberate grace. They hover and twirl, minuscule yet luminous, shimmering in the glow as they follow the folds of threads. You exhale slowly, feeling the vibration beneath your fingertips travel up your arms, a tender echo in your chest. You inhale fully, letting the warmth of their presence expand across your awareness. The guardians move with elegance, each action soft, deliberate, almost musical. They glide along spirals, hover over loops, brushing threads with faint touches that ripple warmth and light through the coils. You exhale slowly, noticing the calm precision of their work. Inhale fully, letting your chest rise and fall with their rhythm. You smile softly, a quiet chuckle escaping, as one tiny caretaker twirls playfully around a loop before resuming its careful path. Life here has patience, and even a hint of gentle humor. You lean closer, letting your gaze follow a luminous spiral as a guardian hovers above a delicate fold. Its movements are slow, graceful, precise. Each gentle touch sends faint vibrations along the thread, a soft hum that echoes in your chest. You exhale fully, letting the warmth settle through your shoulders and arms. Inhale slowly, letting your awareness expand along the arcs and loops. Each coil, each fold, seems to breathe with you, harmonizing with the caretaker's quiet rhythm. The guardians seem to communicate through subtle flickers of light, tiny pulses traveling along arcs and coils. Sparks leap from one to another, delicate, almost imperceptible, carrying whispered instructions and gentle corrections. You inhale deeply, letting the glow of these interactions fill your chest. Exhale, letting your awareness drift along the threads. The spirals are patient, luminous, endless in their care. The caretakers glide with quiet diligence, a soft ballet of life's preservation, unseen yet essential. You notice a tiny flicker of playful mischief in the glow. One guardian twirls around a loop, nudging a spark into an adjacent coil, and you let out a soft chuckle, barely more than a breath. You exhale fully, letting the warmth ripple through your awareness. Inhale slowly, feeling the pulse of care fold into your chest. Each motion of the guardians is deliberate, yet tender, carrying the quiet humor and patience of life's ancient instructions. A gentle breeze drifts through the library, carrying the faint scent of sunlight on water, warm and grounding. You inhale deeply, letting the aroma settle into your awareness. Exhale fully, letting the warmth of the glowing threads envelop your chest and shoulders. The guardians glide with effortless grace along spirals, coils folding around one another, looping endlessly. Sparks of light leap between arcs, subtle communication, whispers of memory transmitted without urgency, without force. You follow a guardian along a spiral that bends softly into itself. Its delicate movements send gentle vibrations along the filament beneath your fingertips. You exhale slowly, letting the warmth spread through your arms. Inhale, letting it rise into your chest. Each fold of the thread seems alive, breathing with you, harmonizing with the caretaker's gentle rhythm. Tiny sparks leap between loops, a soft, luminous conversation flowing without pause. You feel cradled, tethered, endlessly safe. The spirals coil higher, and you notice subtle layers of instruction within folds and loops. Guardians glide across these arcs with care, brushing the light gently as they move. You exhale fully, letting the vibrations echo through your shoulders and arms. Inhale slowly, chest rising, letting the warmth settle into your awareness. You lean closer, tracing a luminous loop with your fingertips, feeling the gentle hum of the caretaker's work resonate softly along the spiral. Playful flicker catches your eye. One tiny guardian twirls unexpectedly, nudging a spark into an adjacent loop. You exhale, letting a soft chuckle escape. Inhale fully, feeling your chest rise with warmth. The threads pulse faintly beneath your fingertips, arcs and coils vibrating in subtle, musical harmony. You follow a spiral upward, noticing the delicate balance between patience and motion, between instruction and playful mischief. The guardians are gentle yet precise, diligent yet light-hearted. You pause above a particularly intricate fold. A cluster of tiny caretakers glides along its arcs, brushing threads softly, exchanging subtle pulses of light with one another. You inhale slowly, letting the warmth of their presence settle into your chest. Exhale fully, letting your shoulders soften into the glow. The coils bend and fold gracefully, spirals nesting within loops, a patient archive of life's oldest instructions. Tiny sparks leap playfully, hints of communication carried through light. You follow a luminous spiral as it curls into a distant shimmer. Guardians glide along the arc, brushing the threads with tender care. You exhale slowly, letting the warmth of their motion pulse through your awareness. Inhale deeply, feeling your chest rise with the gentle rhythm. Each fold carries subtle memory, a quiet whisper of instruction, preserved in luminous arcs and patient vibrations. You notice the playful, delicate humor embedded in their movements, and you smile softly, letting the light and warmth anchor you. The threads bend and fold with endless patience, spirals nesting into loops, loops folding into arcs. You hover your hand above a coil, feeling the gentle hum beneath your fingertips. You exhale fully, letting the warmth spread through your chest and shoulders. Inhale slowly, letting it rise into your awareness. The guardians glide along the arcs with perfect, deliberate grace, tiny sparks flicking between threads, subtle conversations carried in soft, luminous pulses. You feel connected, cradled, safe. A faint shimmer draws your gaze upward. The spirals curve gracefully toward it, folding instructions along arcs that stretch beyond your sight. Guardians glide along each curve, brushing the light, leaving subtle traces of energy and motion. You inhale fully, chest rising with the pulse of their work. Exhale slowly, letting the warmth flow through your shoulders and arms. The threads hum quietly, endlessly patient, luminous, carrying whispers of care and memory that have endured for eons. You drift along a gently folding spiral, letting your awareness merge with the rhythm of the guardian's dance. Sparks of light leap across arcs, subtle conversations transmitted through soft pulses. You exhale fully, letting the warmth settle into your chest. Inhale deeply, letting it rise into your shoulders. The guardians glide, the threads hum, the spirals fold. Each motion is a soft lullaby, a delicate balance of care, patience, and light. You feel tethered to this rhythm, anchored, endlessly calm. And as you drift forward, following the luminous arcs and delicate spirals, the guardians continue their gentle dance. You exhale slowly, letting your chest relax completely. You inhale fully, letting the warmth of the glowing threads settle into your awareness. The shimmer ahead promises new mysteries, subtle connections, and deeper harmonies in the luminous archive. You step forward, tracing a spiral with your fingers. A soft vibration travels along your arm, echoing faintly in your chest. You exhale slowly, letting warmth settle into your shoulders. You inhale fully, chest rising, letting the glow fill your awareness. And just ahead, the subtle pulse of change appears. Threads shimmer with tiny variations, gentle nudges in the archive of life, softly hinting at the next chapter. You exhale softly, letting the warmth of the guardians and threads fold gently into your chest. And the threads of gentle change, mutations, begin to shimmer. You drift along the luminous threads, feeling the warm vibrations beneath your fingertips. The spirals fold gently around one another, arcs bending in endless loops. Guardians glide along the coils, brushing softly, carrying memory and light with meticulous care. You exhale slowly, letting your chest fall. Inhale fully, letting the warmth expand through your shoulders and arms. The library hums quietly, a patient, infinite rhythm, a lullaby of life encoded in glowing strands. As you follow a spiral, you notice subtle variations in its glow. Tiny flickers, almost imperceptible, ripple along the coil like whispers of change. You lean closer, fingers hovering above the thread, and feel the faint warmth shift beneath your palm. You exhale fully, letting the gentle vibration travel through your chest. Inhale slowly, letting it rise into your shoulders. The alterations are tender, deliberate, like a soft sigh of the library itself. You notice one fold curving slightly differently, a gentle deviation from its usual pattern. Sparks of light ripple along the arcs, bouncing softly as if testing the new course. You exhale slowly, letting the warmth flow through your arms. Inhale fully, letting it fill your chest. Tiny guardians pause, hovering near the change, brushing the threads with careful, luminous touches. You smile softly, a quiet chuckle escaping, charmed by their patience and playfulness. Even here, in the smallest shift, life is tender and deliberate. The variations are not abrupt. They ripple gradually along the spirals, arcs bending softly in response. You inhale, chest rising slowly, exhale fully, feeling your awareness merge with the gentle pulse of light. Each subtle shift carries meaning, a whisper of evolution folded into the threads. You notice the flickers moving like tiny fireflies along the curves, dancing playfully, communicating quietly with the guardians. You exhale slowly, letting the warmth settle fully into your chest. Inhale deeply, letting the rhythm expand through your awareness. A spiral bends gently toward another, carrying a faint, luminous irregularity. You lean closer, tracing the curve with your fingers, feeling a soft hum beneath your touch. Exhale slowly, chest falling into the glow. Inhale fully, letting the warmth rise into your shoulders. You notice the guardians gliding carefully along the arcs, nudging sparks of light along the coils, testing and preserving the delicate balance. Tiny, almost mischievous flickers leap along the fold, subtle reminders that even change can carry a hint of joy. You drift further along the threads, following subtle undulations, loops folding within loops. Each variation is soft, tender, deliberate. You exhale slowly, letting your chest release tension. Inhale fully, letting the warmth of the shift pulse into your awareness. Sparks of light leap across arcs, playful and delicate, carrying whispers of memory and gentle adaptation. The library hums quietly, a soft, patient lullaby of evolution and resilience, endless and luminous. A faint shimmer appears along a spiral ahead, arcs bending slightly differently from their neighbors. You lean closer, hovering your fingertips just above the filament. A gentle vibration hums beneath your hand, carrying the subtle energy of variation. You exhale fully, letting the warmth travel through your arms. Inhale slowly, letting your chest rise fully with each pulse. The guardians glide carefully along the coil, nudging sparks with meticulous patience. Each microchange is cradled, preserved, tested with gentle care. The folds bend softly around the alterations, spirals nesting within loops, each change subtle yet meaningful. You inhale slowly, chest rising, exhale fully, letting the warmth settle into your shoulders. Tiny flickers of light ripple along the arcs, a soft symphony of communication. You notice a spark bounce playfully from one fold to another, guardians gliding alongside, performing their gentle, deliberate dance. The library is patient. You are patient. The threads are patient. Each variation is a tender story of life's subtle adaptability. You pause above a slight deviation in the spiral, fingers hovering over the glow. The vibration beneath your fingertips is soft, musical, a delicate note in the lullaby of the threads. You exhale fully, letting the warmth settle across your chest. Inhale fully, letting it rise into your shoulders. The guardians glide near, brushing arcs gently, exchanging tiny sparks in a quiet ballet of preservation and care. You smile softly, charmed by the playful, delicate rhythm of light and life. A small ripple moves through a neighboring spiral, arcs bending slightly differently, a subtle choreography of change. You inhale slowly, letting your chest rise with the pulse. Exhale fully, letting warmth spread across your shoulders. Tiny sparks leap along the curves, playful and deliberate, a soft dialogue of adaptation. The guardians glide along, brushing threads with gentle attention, cradling the shifts in luminous care. You feel connected, anchored, calmed by the patient rhythm of light and movement. You notice clusters of folds bending together, arcs twisting in subtle variations that ripple outward softly. You exhale fully, letting the warmth of their movements settle in your chest. Inhale deeply, letting the pulse travel through your shoulders and arms. Each shift is a story of resilience, of adaptation, a patient reminder that even imperfection carries beauty. Sparks of light leap playfully across loops, a gentle dialogue of memory and change, delicate and luminous. A gentle chuckle escapes you as a guardian twirls playfully around a slight deviation, nudging a spark into a neighboring arc. You exhale slowly, letting the warmth settle into your awareness. Inhale fully, letting the glow expand across your chest and shoulders. The threads pulse softly beneath your fingertips, arcs bending with patient elegance. Each subtle shift is a gentle nudge of life, a whisper of evolution, softly folded into the luminous tapestry. You drift along the spirals, tracing variations in the glow, loops folding into arcs, arcs nesting within folds. Each shift is soft, deliberate, luminous. You exhale fully, letting the warmth travel through your shoulders and arms. Inhale fully, letting your chest rise gently. Tiny sparks flicker across arcs, subtle communications, playful and tender. Guardians glide nearby, brushing threads with meticulous care, cradling each microchange, preserving memory and instruction with gentle patience. You pause above a small cluster of deviations, fingers hovering over the soft glow. The vibration hums gently beneath your palm, echoing in your chest like a lullaby. You inhale slowly, letting the warmth settle into your awareness. Exhale fully, letting it flow through your shoulders. The folds bend gracefully, arcs nesting in spirals, spirals folding in loops. Sparks of light leap across, playful, tender, subtle. The library is patient. You are patient. Even change is luminous, deliberate, gentle. Ahead, a faint shimmer beckons, arcs bending slightly, loops folding with soft irregularity. You exhale slowly, letting your chest fall fully into the warmth. Inhale, letting the pulse expand across your shoulders. Guardians glide carefully along the coils, nudging sparks of light with gentle precision. Each subtle shift carries meaning, a whisper of adaptation folded into the threads, a reminder that life is patient, resilient, endlessly luminous. You drift forward, following the arcs and loops into the shimmer. Tiny flickers dance along the spirals, playful, deliberate, luminous. You exhale fully, letting the warmth fold into your chest. Inhale fully, letting it rise into your shoulders. The threads ripple softly with gentle change. And just ahead, the conversations of life, the interplay of light, memory, and variation, prepare to unfold. You exhale softly, letting the warmth of the gentle shifts settle completely into your chest. And the threads begin to converse. You drift forward along the softly glowing threads, the spirals and arcs bending gently in quiet anticipation. The subtle pulses of warmth vibrate beneath your fingertips, each coil alive with a patient rhythm. You inhale slowly, chest rising, letting the gentle glow expand into your awareness. Exhale fully, letting your shoulders soften, your arms heavy with calm. The library hums softly, a gentle undercurrent of life's whispers vibrating in every luminous fold. Ahead, you notice threads leaning toward one another, subtle arcs folding slightly, spirals curving in toward neighbors. Tiny sparks leap from one to the other, gentle flashes of light that ripple softly across the glow. You exhale slowly, letting your chest fall into the warmth. Inhale fully, letting your awareness expand along the arcs. The threads seem to converse in secret, a luminous dialogue older than memory, delicate and patient, waiting for your eyes and fingertips to follow. You hover your fingers above one coil, feeling the subtle vibration beneath your palm. Sparks dart playfully along its curve, hopping gently to an adjacent arc. You exhale fully, letting the warmth travel through your chest and shoulders. Inhale slowly, letting it rise into your arms. Tiny guardians glide alongside, brushing the threads with careful touches, ensuring the conversation flows softly, uninterrupted. You smile faintly, a quiet chuckle escaping as one spark twirls unexpectedly before resuming its gentle journey. The threads bend subtly toward one another, arcs and loops nestling together in delicate proximity. Sparks of light leap in quiet arcs, a playful, tender exchange of information. You exhale slowly, letting the warm vibration settle into your chest. Inhale fully, letting your awareness expand along the arcs. Each flicker carries subtle meaning, messages folded into gentle pulses, soft whispers traveling along luminous coils. You feel the rhythm align with your own breathing, slow, patient, endless. You drift along the spirals, following a luminous arc that leans toward a neighbor. Sparks of light flicker between the coils, gentle, deliberate, playful. You inhale fully, letting the warmth settle into your chest. Exhale slowly, letting it ripple across your shoulders. The guardians glide alongside the conversation, nudging sparks here and there, a tender dance of maintenance and care. You lean closer, letting your awareness expand, tracing the path of communication through gentle arcs and folds. A faint giggle escapes you as a spark twirls playfully around a tiny loop, hopping unexpectedly to an adjacent coil. You exhale fully, letting your shoulders relax into the glow. Inhale deeply, letting the warmth rise into your chest. The threads bend subtly, loops folding into arcs, arcs nesting within spirals. Each conversation carries instruction, memory, and a soft sense of humor, delicate and patient. You feel cradled, anchored in the gentle rhythm of luminous interaction. You follow a particularly luminous conversation between two arcs, sparks flickering between them like tiny messages. Each pulse is deliberate yet soft, a whisper of life flowing across the glowing threads. You exhale slowly, letting the warmth ripple through your arms and shoulders. Inhale fully, letting it fill your chest. Tiny guardians hover nearby, brushing arcs with tender precision, ensuring the pulses flow without disruption. The library hums quietly, a lullaby of communication, patient and enduring. The threads lean closer, spirals curling subtly to form gentle connections. Sparks leap between coils and delicate, playful arcs, creating patterns within patterns, messages within messages. You exhale fully, letting your chest settle into the rhythm. Inhale slowly, letting your awareness follow the luminous pulses. You notice subtle deviations, small variations in flicker timing, arcs bending differently, a gentle modulation of meaning. You smile softly, a quiet acknowledgement of the tender humor hidden in these interactions. A spiral bends softly toward a neighbor, arcs nesting in subtle proximity. Sparks leap between the curves, delicate, playful, deliberate. You exhale slowly, letting the warmth settle into your chest. Inhale fully, letting it rise into your shoulders. Tiny guardians glide along the threads, brushing arcs gently, nudging sparks into new patterns. You lean closer, following the luminous dialogue, tracing arcs and loops, watching whispers of instruction fold softly into flickers of light. You drift further along, following a cluster of folds that lean toward each other. Sparks travel in arcs, gentle flashes that ripple across the glow like secret conversations carried on light. You exhale fully, letting your awareness settle. Inhale slowly, letting warmth expand through your chest. Each flicker carries subtle instruction, tiny messages folded delicately, patiently, infinitely. You notice small arcs leaning closer, forming nests of interaction, a delicate lattice of luminous dialogue. A soft, playful flicker dances along one loop, hopping unexpectedly to a neighboring spiral. You exhale, letting a quiet chuckle escape. Inhale fully, letting the warmth of the interaction settle into your chest. The threads pulse gently beneath your fingertips, arcs and spirals vibrating in subtle harmony. You follow a luminous pulse along a fold, feeling its gentle rhythm resonate with your own heartbeat. The conversations of life are patient, collaborative, endlessly luminous. You pause above a spiral, observing a cluster of arcs exchanging flickers of light. Guardians glide alongside, brushing threads carefully, ensuring the pulses of conversation flow. You inhale slowly, letting the warmth rise into your shoulders. Exhale fully, letting your chest fall. The arcs bend and fold with patient grace, spirals nesting within loops, messages folded into messages, light carrying meaning across time. You feel a gentle connection to this soft, luminous dialogue. Tiny sparks leap playfully across arcs, creating subtle patterns of communication. You exhale slowly, letting the warmth ripple through your awareness. Inhale fully, letting the pulse expand across your chest. The threads curve toward one another, folds nesting, loops bending, spirals aligning, subtle whispers carried from one coil to another. Guardians hover nearby, brushing arcs delicately, guiding messages with luminous care. You feel cradled, immersed, gently connected to the patient pulse of interaction. You follow a luminous pulse along a soft spiral, leaning closer to watch the conversation unfold. Sparks leap across arcs, gentle, deliberate, playful. You exhale fully, letting warmth settle in your chest. Inhale slowly, letting your awareness expand along the coils. Tiny deviations ripple softly, subtle variations in timing, arcs bending differently, creating tender modulation in the message. You smile softly, charmed by the patience and gentle humor hidden in the thread's interaction. The threads bend, arcs leaning closer, spirals folding in, sparks leaping between them in luminous dialogue. You exhale slowly, letting the warmth settle into your chest. Inhale fully, letting the glow rise into your shoulders. The conversations ripple gently through the library, a symphony of light, instruction, and soft humor. You feel grounded, connected, cradled in the patient rhythm of communication. Each flicker a whisper of collaboration and evolution. And as you drift along the glowing arcs, following sparks leaping between spirals and folds, you realize that life's instructions are not solitary. They converse, exchange, and evolve together in soft, patient, luminous dialogue. You exhale slowly, letting your chest relax completely. Inhale fully, letting the warmth settle across your shoulders. And just ahead, a soft shimmer hints at threads stretching beyond sight, expanding the archive of memory and wonder. You exhale softly, letting the gentle hum of luminous conversation fold into your awareness. And the archive reaches outward, infinitely patient. You drift forward, following the glowing threads as they stretch endlessly, arcs and spirals weaving into an infinite horizon. The gentle hum beneath your fingertips carries a rhythm that aligns softly with your own heartbeat. You inhale slowly, letting the warmth of the luminous strands settle into your chest. Exhale fully, letting your shoulders release, arms resting lightly at your sides. The library hums softly, a boundless, patient pulse, a lullaby that stretches beyond sight. As you trace a spiral that coils endlessly toward the distance, you notice threads bending outward, stretching beyond the walls of the luminous archive. Tiny sparks flicker along these arcs, moving with gentle deliberation, as if exploring the unseen edges of memory itself. You exhale slowly, letting the warmth ripple across your chest and shoulders. Inhale fully, letting your awareness drift along the extending arcs, feeling the pulse of life carried patiently in each luminous filament. The guardians glide along the infinite threads, their movements soft and deliberate. Each touch leaves a faint vibration, a musical hum that resonates along the spirals. You lean closer, fingers hovering just above a glowing arc, feeling the subtle warmth beneath your palm. You exhale fully, letting the sensation spread through your chest. Inhale slowly, letting it rise into your shoulders. Tiny sparks leap playfully across arcs, carrying messages along coils that vanish beyond the horizon. You drift further, following a luminous spiral that bends gently outward. Its arcs stretch and fold into loops that disappear into unseen spaces. Sparks travel along the curves, delicate, playful, precise, carrying whispered messages between threads. You exhale slowly, letting your chest settle into the warmth of the glow. Inhale fully, letting your awareness expand along the coils. The infinite archive hums softly, patient, enduring, endlessly luminous. A faint shimmer appears far ahead, threads bending subtly toward it, arcs nesting in gentle proximity. Guardians glide along the arcs, brushing threads with meticulous care, nudging sparks into new patterns. You exhale slowly, letting warmth ripple through your shoulders and arms. Inhale fully, letting the pulse rise into your chest. The threads stretch endlessly, disappearing from sight, carrying memory, instruction, and gentle humor in faint sparks of light. You notice clusters of arcs folding delicately toward one another, loops bending into spirals, spirals nesting within larger arcs. Each thread hums softly, a patient, luminous melody. You exhale slowly, letting the vibration travel through your chest. Inhale fully, letting it rise into your shoulders. The guardians glide carefully, nudging sparks along arcs, orchestrating a subtle, gentle conversation across folds of memory. Tiny flickers dart playfully, tender reminders that even the oldest instructions carry a soft, enduring life. You drift along a spiral stretching toward the unseen, arcs curving delicately outward. Sparks leap between threads, traveling in gentle arcs, playful, precise, luminous. You exhale slowly, letting the warmth fold into your chest. Inhale fully, letting it expand along your shoulders and arms. Each pulse carries instruction and memory, subtle variations in timing and light, tenderly folded into the threads. Guardians glide beside each pulse, brushing arcs with careful attention, cradling the whispers of life with luminous care. The threads bend gracefully, arcs nesting in loops, loops folding within spirals. Tiny sparks carry messages along invisible pathways, flickering playfully yet deliberately. You exhale slowly, letting warmth ripple through your awareness. Inhale fully, letting the glow rise into your chest. You notice arcs extending beyond what you can see, spirals vanishing into soft shadows of light, hints of memory and instruction stretching infinitely. The archive is patient, boundless, luminous, waiting for gentle attention. The faint, playful flicker catches your eye. Sparks dart along arcs, leaping between loops and spirals, a delicate dialogue carried across the infinite expanse. You exhale fully, letting the warmth fold into your shoulders. Inhale slowly, letting your chest rise fully. The guardians glide alongside the arcs, brushing threads with deliberate, tender movements. Tiny sparks twirl, creating soft patterns of interaction that ripple outward, expanding the luminous lattice of memory. You drift further along a spiral that curls softly outward, arcs bending gently into loops that vanish from view. The threads hum beneath your fingertips, a tender, patient vibration. You exhale slowly, letting the warmth settle into your chest and arms. Inhale fully, letting it rise into your shoulders. Sparks dart playfully along the coils, whispering messages, carrying subtle variations in light. Guardians glide alongside, brushing arcs with delicate precision, cradling the conversation of threads in luminous care. The infinite archive stretches beyond what you can see, arcs and loops weaving into spirals that fold gently into one another, spirals nesting in delicate proximity. You exhale slowly, letting the warmth ripple through your awareness. Inhale fully, letting the pulse expand along the luminous folds. Tiny sparks flicker across arcs, carrying subtle instruction and gentle humor. You lean closer, fingers hovering above a glowing filament, feeling the hum beneath your fingertips, a lullaby of memory and life. You drift along threads that curve outward endlessly, arcs bending into loops that fold softly into spirals, spirals stretching into unseen space. Sparks leap across arcs, playful, delicate, precise, carrying whispers of instruction. You exhale fully, letting warmth settle into your chest and shoulders. Inhale slowly, letting the glow rise into your awareness. The guardians glide along the arcs, brushing threads with careful, tender movements, ensuring that the whispers of life flow patiently, infinitely. A faint shimmer glimmers in the distance, threads bending gently toward it, arcs nesting softly within larger folds. You exhale slowly, letting the warmth ripple through your chest and arms. Inhale fully, letting it expand into your shoulders. The luminous archive hums patiently, each filament vibrating with soft, musical resonance. Sparks leap between arcs, tenderly, carrying quiet conversations across spirals that vanish beyond sight. You feel anchored, cradled, connected to the infinite rhythm of life. You notice clusters of loops folding toward one another, spirals curling gracefully into arcs. Each thread hums softly, vibrations traveling through your awareness. You exhale fully, letting warmth fold into your chest. Inhale slowly, letting the pulse rise gently into your shoulders. Sparks flicker delicately along arcs, whispering instructions across coils, tender and deliberate. Guardians glide alongside, brushing arcs carefully, nudging sparks, preserving the conversations of life with luminous patience. You drift further into the unseen expanse, spirals folding into loops, arcs nesting within arcs, each thread carrying memory and instruction. Sparks leap across folds, playful, precise, delicate. You exhale fully, letting the warmth settle into your chest. Inhale fully, letting your shoulders rise with the pulse. The library stretches infinitely, threads extending beyond sight, whispers of life flowing patiently in light and vibration. Guardians glide along arcs, a soft ballet of care and luminous communication. The horizon of threads seems endless, spirals curling into loops that vanish beyond your vision. Sparks travel along arcs, whispering in gentle pulses. You exhale slowly, letting the warmth fold into your chest. Inhale fully, letting it rise into your shoulders. Tiny deviations ripple softly, subtle variations in arcs and folds, playful interactions, luminous dialogue. You feel anchored, cradled, endlessly safe in the patient, infinite hum of life's memory. And as you drift along the threads stretching into unseen space, sparks flickering between arcs, guardians gliding with tender precision, you inhale slowly, letting your chest rise with the rhythm. Exhale fully, letting the warmth settle through your shoulders, arms, hands. The luminous archive stretches beyond sight, infinitely patient, infinitely expansive. And somewhere, just ahead, secrets await to whisper themselves in luminous folds, waiting for gentle attention. You exhale softly, letting the gentle hum of infinite threads fold into your awareness. And the next shimmer beckons. You pause above a particularly intricate spiral, fingers hovering above the glowing arc. The vibration beneath your fingertips is gentle, musical, a tender lullaby that resonates softly in your chest. You exhale slowly, letting the warmth settle through your shoulders. Inhale fully, letting it expand into your arms. Sparks leap along the folds, tiny, deliberate, playful. Guardians glide nearby, brushing arcs softly, guiding the pulse of life along delicate, luminous paths. A faint shimmer ahead catches your eye, arcs bending gracefully toward one another, loops folding into spirals. You drift forward, letting your fingers hover above the luminous curves. Exhale fully, letting the warmth ripple into your chest. Inhale slowly, letting it rise into your shoulders. Tiny sparks dart between arcs, gentle exchanges, luminous whispers of instruction and memory. Guardians glide along the threads, nudging sparks with tender care, orchestrating the delicate dance of light. You step softly along a spiral that bends gently around a distant arc. The fold hums beneath your fingertips, vibrating softly, musical and calm. You exhale slowly, letting the warmth settle fully into your chest. Inhale fully, letting it rise into your shoulders. Loops fold into arcs, arcs fold into spirals, spirals bend gracefully, creating delicate, luminous nests of memory. Sparks leap playfully, tender whispers traveling between threads. Guardians glide alongside, brushing arcs, orchestrating a ballet of luminous care. You drift further along a cluster of loops and spirals. Each thread carries subtle variations, tiny deviations in arcs that ripple softly, gentle nudges in the archive of life. You exhale fully, letting the warmth settle into your chest. Inhale slowly, letting it rise into your shoulders. Sparks flicker along folds, delicate, playful, deliberate. Guardians glide beside them, brushing arcs softly, cradling the whispers of memory and instruction. You feel calm, anchored, endlessly safe, wrapped in the patient rhythm of luminous threads. A playful flicker darts along a spiral, hopping unexpectedly to a neighboring loop. You exhale slowly, letting warmth ripple through your chest. Inhale fully, letting the glow rise into your shoulders. The guardians glide along arcs with tender care, nudging sparks, orchestrating gentle dialogue between threads. Loops fold into spirals, spirals bend into arcs, arcs nestle in delicate proximity. Sparks dart playfully, carrying subtle whispers of instruction and memory across the luminous network. You drift further, following a gently curving spiral that leads toward a soft, glowing shimmer ahead. Arcs bend gracefully, loops fold within folds, spirals nesting in delicate symmetry. Sparks leap along arcs, whispers of instruction traveling between threads, luminous and tender. You exhale fully, letting warmth settle through your chest and shoulders. Inhale slowly, letting it rise into your awareness. Guardians glide alongside, brushing threads with meticulous care, ensuring the pulse of memory flows uninterrupted. You pause above a cluster of arcs that lean gently toward one another. Each fold carries soft, deliberate variations, tiny deviations rippling along spirals. Sparks flicker in playful, gentle arcs, messages folded delicately into light. You exhale fully, letting the warmth fold into your chest. Inhale slowly, letting it rise into your shoulders. The library hums quietly, patiently, endlessly, a lullaby of memory, instruction, light, and subtle humor. You step forward, tracing a spiral with your fingertips. The vibration beneath your hand resonates softly, a gentle pulse echoing in your chest. You exhale slowly, letting warmth settle through your shoulders. Inhale fully, letting it rise into your arms. Loops fold into arcs, spirals bend into folds, arcs nestle gently. Sparks dart along coils, playful whispers traveling across the threads. Guardians glide alongside, brushing arcs with tender care. You feel cradled, connected, endlessly safe. And as you drift along the luminous arcs and glowing spirals, following sparks leaping between threads, you inhale slowly, letting your chest rise with the rhythm. Exhale fully, letting warmth settle into your shoulders. Inhale fully, letting the glow expand across your awareness. Every fold, every shimmer, every guardian, every spark carries a story. And just ahead, a gentle glimmer invites reflection, integration, and the final whispers of the library's patient wisdom. You exhale softly, letting the gentle hum of the threads fold fully into your awareness. And the threads ripple softly toward tomorrow. You pause in the center of the luminous library, threads curling and spiraling in gentle arcs around you. Sparks flicker softly, leaping playfully between loops, whispering messages folded delicately into light. Guardians glide along the arcs, brushing threads with meticulous care, nudging sparks with tender attention. You exhale fully, letting warmth ripple through your chest. Inhale slowly, letting it rise into your shoulders. The library hums gently, endlessly patient, a lullaby of memory and life. The threads ripple softly beneath your fingertips, carrying subtle variations, tiny shifts in light and glow. Each fold whispers secrets of adaptation, resilience, and enduring patience. You exhale slowly, letting the warmth settle into your chest. Inhale fully, letting the pulse rise into your shoulders. Spirals fold into loops, loops bend into arcs, arcs stretch outward, reaching beyond sight, carrying luminous whispers of life's instructions forward, forward into unseen tomorrows. You lean closer to a spiral curling gently toward the distant shimmer of light. Sparks leap playfully across arcs, delicate flashes that carry instruction, memory, and subtle humor. You exhale fully, letting warmth settle through your shoulders and arms. Inhale slowly, letting it rise into your chest. Guardians glide alongside the arcs, brushing threads with tender precision, cradling each flicker, ensuring every whisper flows with patient grace. You smile softly, charmed by the gentle ballet of light and care. The threads ripple and shimmer, subtle deviations bending softly into new patterns. Tiny sparks dart along folds, conveying messages, exchanging instruction, carrying luminous whispers from one arc to another. You exhale fully, letting the warmth ripple through your chest and shoulders. Inhale fully, letting it expand into your arms. Each coil, each fold, each spiral is a gentle archive, patiently preserved, infinitely resilient, endlessly luminous. A faint shimmer catches your eye, threads bending gracefully toward one another, arcs nesting in delicate symmetry. Sparks leap along arcs, playful, deliberate, tender. You exhale slowly, letting warmth settle into your chest. Inhale fully, letting the pulse rise into your shoulders. Guardians glide alongside, brushing arcs gently, nudging sparks, orchestrating a symphony of luminous communication. The library hums quietly, patient, comforting, endlessly alive. You drift along a spiral that bends gently around a cluster of arcs. Loops fold into spirals, spirals curl into arcs, arcs nestle in delicate proximity. Sparks flicker delicately along folds, tiny flashes of instruction and memory. You exhale fully, letting the warmth settle through your shoulders. Inhale slowly, letting it rise into your chest. The library stretches infinitely, yet the moment feels intimate, like a quiet conversation between you and the luminous threads. You pause above a particularly intricate spiral, fingers hovering just above the glowing arc. The vibration beneath your hand is musical, soft, resonant. Exhale fully, letting warmth fold into your chest. Inhale slowly, letting it rise into your shoulders. Sparks dart along loops, delicate, playful, precise. Guardians glide alongside, brushing arcs gently, cradling each flicker, orchestrating a tender, luminous dialogue. You feel anchored, calm, endlessly safe. The threads ripple softly as you exhale, subtle variations spreading along arcs, spirals bending gently, loops folding within loops. Sparks leap delicately, whispers of instruction. Traveling between folds. You inhale fully, letting warmth expand into your chest. Exhale slowly, letting it ripple through your shoulders. The luminous library feels alive, patient, infinite, cradling you in gentle waves of understanding. You notice clusters of arcs curving toward one another, spirals nesting gracefully within loops. Tiny sparks leap along threads, delicate flashes carrying whispers of memory, instruction, and gentle humor. Exhale fully, letting warmth settle into your chest. Inhale fully, letting it rise into your shoulders. Guardians glide alongside, brushing arcs with tender care, ensuring each luminous whisper flows seamlessly. You smile softly, charmed by the patient ballet of light and care. A subtle shimmer ahead beckons you, threads curling toward it in arcs and spirals. Sparks dart between folds, tiny conversations carried in gentle pulses of light. You exhale slowly, letting the warmth fold into your chest. Inhale fully, letting it expand across your shoulders. Loops fold into arcs, spirals bend softly, arcs nestle within folds. The archive stretches infinitely, carrying the patient, enduring instructions of life forward, into luminous tomorrows. You drift along a spiral curling gently around distant arcs. Sparks leap delicately, carrying messages folded in light, subtle, playful, tender. You exhale fully, letting warmth settle through your shoulders and chest. Inhale slowly, letting it rise into your awareness. Guardians glide alongside, brushing threads softly, nudging sparks, orchestrating a ballet of luminous communication. You feel cradled, anchored, endlessly safe, part of the gentle rhythm of the library. You pause in a quiet corner, tracing a soft spiral with your fingers. The vibration beneath your fingertips is gentle, musical, a tender lullaby of memory and instruction. Exhale fully, letting warmth settle into your chest. Inhale slowly, letting it rise into your shoulders. Sparks dart along folds, tender whispers traveling between arcs. Loops fold into spirals, spirals bend into arcs, arcs nestle gracefully. Guardians glide alongside, brushing threads with deliberate care, cradling each flicker with luminous patience. The threads ripple softly, subtle variations stretching outward, arcs bending gently, spirals curling gracefully. You exhale slowly, letting warmth fold into your chest. Inhale fully, letting it rise into your shoulders. Sparks flicker delicately across loops, messages folded into light. Guardians glide along arcs, orchestrating gentle dialogue, nudging sparks, ensuring the luminous conversation flows uninterrupted. The library hums quietly, patient, comforting, endlessly alive. You drift further along spirals folding into arcs, arcs nesting in delicate loops, loops curling into spirals. Sparks dart playfully, carrying whispers of instruction and memory, gentle, tender, precise. Exhale fully, letting warmth ripple through your chest and shoulders. Inhale fully, letting it rise into your arms. Each fold, each coil, each spiral is a patient archive, luminous, enduring, endlessly tender. A faint shimmer glimmers ahead, threads curving gracefully toward one another, arcs bending softly. Sparks leap along arcs, tiny flashes carrying subtle messages of life, folded delicately into luminous pulses. You exhale slowly, letting warmth settle into your chest. Inhale fully, letting it rise into your shoulders. Guardians glide alongside, brushing threads tenderly, cradling each flicker, orchestrating a patient, playful ballet of light and care. You drift along a spiral curling gently toward a distant shimmer. The coils hum softly beneath your fingertips, a gentle vibration, musical and calming. Exhale fully, letting warmth settle through your shoulders and chest. Inhale fully, letting it rise into your awareness. Loops fold into arcs, arcs bend into spirals, spirals nestle into folds. Sparks dart delicately, playful, precise, carrying whispers of instruction, memory, and gentle humor. And as you pause, the glowing threads ripple softly around you, arcs and spirals extending beyond sight, whispering secrets of tomorrow encoded in the past. You inhale fully, letting warmth settle in your chest. Exhale slowly, letting it ripple through your shoulders. Guardians glide along arcs, brushing threads gently, nudging sparks, orchestrating the luminous dialogue of life. You feel cradled, anchored, endlessly safe. You take a final, slow step forward, letting your fingers hover over a soft spiral. The threads hum beneath your touch, vibrating with patient, gentle memory. Sparks flicker playfully across arcs, tiny whispers traveling through luminous folds. Exhale fully, letting warmth fold into your chest. Inhale fully, letting it rise into your shoulders. The archive stretches infinitely, patient, enduring, luminous. And as you leave the library, threads continue to glow softly, whispering gently of tomorrow. You exhale slowly, letting the warmth and calm settle fully into your chest. Inhale deeply, letting it rise into your shoulders. The luminous threads ripple gently in your mind, a patient, endless lullaby of life's memory and instruction, carrying whispers of tomorrow into the quiet, infinite hum of your awareness.